How's it going, everybody? Starwin here with another marathon submission. Hooray. This time I'm going to be going back to my roots. People probably know me in the community as a spooky horror speedrunner guy. But I actually started with the Oddworld series and Mega Man X, specifically X4 and X5. And X5 actually became one of my most ran games for like a couple of years. Like I had like so many like PBs and stuff, and God, it was 2 years of awesome grinding. And so we're gonna get back to that today. We're gonna get back to the roots, and I'm gonna be showing off any percent for X5. Now, any percent in X5 at the time really wasn't a marathon safe run. There's a thing in the game where there's a low percentage of the run even happening. The game's built around you getting parts by beating Mavericks, and these parts will either make this cannon stronger or make this shuttle basically blow up the main plot in the game. And if both of those fail, run over. And at the very beginning of the run, for any percent, you do the intro stage and then you fire the cannon, and if that fails, you fire the shuttle, and if that fails, you reset. So it's kind of bad. But since back in the day when I was running, there's been a manipulation to where we can get the cannon to work every single time. There's actually a couple of ways. I'm going to show you the RTA time-saving way. I might do a different way if I get this into GDQ or anything of that nature, just because I can make it funny. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right on in. Where's my controller? Ah! Sorry. It was on the floor. This is this one? Yeah, it's this one. Cool. Running the Japanese version because there's some things you can do on the Japanese version that you can't do on the American version, which is the second way of doing the manipulation. But like I said, we're going to be doing the original way, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see. Make sure sound levels are okay, because, okay, I can definitely tell that it is repeating audio. Okay, that's good. All right. And 3, 2, 1, and let's just make sure I don't stop the recording. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're going to be doing the intro stage. Then we'll be doing the manipulation, which is really cool. How do you do it? And how it was figured out is pretty amazing. Shouts to Orsa. I'm pretty sure Orsa is the one that figured that out. It's been a while. I've been out of the Mega Man loop for a long time, but God, ever since like the last GDQ I was at, I just been wanting to grind this game again. It's been a lot of fun. And we're going to be starting with Zero. If anyone's familiar with the PlayStation Mega Man X games, Zero's usually the most broken thing in existence, just because he can use his saber, and he can cancel the first hit of the saber to go into the first hit of the saber again. It's called slash dash canceling, which is pretty cool. That allows you to melt bosses really fast. But we're actually going to be using Zero and X in this run, which makes it a lot of fun. I can't see. How am I supposed to speedrun? So yeah, first boss is Sigma, which is weird. It's just a neat thing, I guess, just to throw the final boss first. Fun fact, if you play with Zero first, you lose the armor, the fourth armor from the fourth game. You don't get to have it anymore. But if you play as X in the intro stage, you just lose Zero's blaster, which is useless anyway. And of course, he's going to give us bad RNG. We want him to open his mouth. Right there, there's an example of SDCing. There we go. Not the best RNG. Honestly, you would reset if you get that pattern. You always want to get the mouth open pattern when grinding record and stuff. So SDCing is literally just hitting slash and hitting dash back and forth, and a lot of people, a lot of runners, I should say, like to be like, always like to be like, I can do it faster than anybody. And honestly, being fast is not like the whole point. It's like being fast and accurate. Whee! All right, we're gonna quit the game because that was a bad run. And we're gonna go back to the title screen because I'm bad at this game. But if you pay attention to the splits, it says manip. I must be doing something to manipulate the game. So this is crazy. We're gonna see the demo for the game. It's literally the intro stage that we just played. We're gonna be seeing X in it this time. Only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit start at a certain point, like within a certain frame window. I can't remember how many frames it is. I'm a speedrunner. I'm supposed to know these things, but who cares? I just know when to hit the button. And that actually will manipulate the cannon actually being successful, which is really funny. That might be a little too soon, but we're gonna try it anyway. So just by doing that, we go back into here. And we get all this text. This is one reason like people think X5 is such a bad game because of all the dialogue. And I'm like, dude, X5 gets such a bad rap. It's such a good game. This game has so much like some of like the best movement in the PlayStation series. Everyone's like, ah, Duff McWhalion, it's an auto-scroller. I don't like that. All right, let's see if we did this right. If we did it right, we're going to see the laser go through the spaceship colony thing. If not, then I'm resetting, and I'm going to say bad words. Okay, we did it. Oh, split. So what this does, we successfully destroyed the colony, and we find Sigma immediately. So it's like, okay, we just immediately go to the Sigma stages. So this is kind of like a low percent, if you want to think of it that way. The only reason we don't call this low percent is because in the third Sigma stage, we're going to get X's ultimate armor, and we're actually going to be using that for, like, the run. But here we go, Sigma 1. So all these Sigma stages in this game are, like, callbacks to, like, old Mega Man stuff, like Mega Man and Mega Man X stuff. Like, this stage right here is straight up just, Quick Man for Mega Man 2 with the lasers. And there's even a weapon that we get in this game to stop time. Nice, nice. But we don't need that. At least I hope we don't. Ah! There we go. Easy peasy. And just like that, at the end of the stage. These Sigma stages are kind of short, but they're pretty difficult. And speaking of callbacks, we're going to get a Mega Man 1 callback by fighting Yellow Devil, but this time it's Shadow Devil. This is also known as the Run Killer. Shadow Devil is going to be able to spawn their eye, I think it can spawn its eye in 5 different places. And we wanted them to spawn it low, and those are 2 spots. And we did not get one. So if this happens, it's kind of like, run over. Grinding any percent used to be like, oh man, I have to get the shuttle or the cannon to work, and then I have to do a Shadow Devil. No one ran this category. Now it's just hoping Shadow Devil gives you a good pattern, and then you can reset if he doesn't. Okay, usually you can get 5. When he gets that eye in the back, it's just really, really hard. I'm trying not to take damage from those, like, big fireballs that he showed, because they do a lot of damage. Also, just touching him with the health that we have will just kill us. There's a chance he can spawn his eye again, but he might go Wily Machine, which would, I guess you could consider the second phase of the fight. Nope, he decided to spawn his eye crappily 3 times in a row. So this would already be like a reset in a PV scenario, but for Marathon, it's just like, don't die. And he does this. Awesome. So this is another thing you don't want him to do. When he gets to a certain health percentage, he'll have a chance to do this attack where he shoots the balls from both sides. And it's kind of annoying. That's why we do this strat in the corner where we just kind of like, nah, I don't want to deal with that. Okay, he should go into Wily Machine. Okay, there we go. And from here, it's just really easy. Just getting some slashes in, and he's gone. Woo! Next, Sigma 2. Sigma 2 is going to be fun. It's the stage is basically Sigma 1 from Mega Man X, which is cool. We just can't cheese the platform segment. Like in Mega Man X1, you could like jump to the mountain and then climb up it. Here, there's no hit detection, so it'll just make you fall and die. We are going to be doing something cool here. One of the mechanics in this game, you may have noticed that in the bottom left-hand corner, there is a meter that says normal. That's actually the virus gauge. Throughout the game, there's Sigma viruses that can infect you. But after the ship or the cannon works and destroys the colony, they become Zero viruses. Now, when Zero absorbs 5 of these, instead of like bad things happening, he actually gets OP. He becomes invincible and doesn't take damage for a little bit. He also gets all of his like health back, which is really awesome. So we manipulate that to get to this part too. This is kind of a pain in the ass part right here. Really tough vertical segment. Thankfully, they give us some health. There we go. Ooh, missed that gap jump. All right, second stage done. And we get another blast from the past with Rangabanga from, you know, X1. And he's pretty much a huge jerk here. I think he's harder, though, compared to his X1 iteration. Nice. All right, bad RNG. So we're not going to do the SDC strat on the nose. We're going to just do some wall slashes. Blue Eye is kind of like the meanie of the bunch. And we should be able to do... There we go. So that's one of the worst patterns to get. It's just RNG. Another thing that, just another crappy thing that can happen in the run. Getting a 9-minute time in this is doable. And I would say it's like a good goal to go for if you want to grinding this. But man, it's hard. It's super hard. And like, I have like a 9:25 in-game time. Also, we're going to be playing X in this stage. And the world record's like an 8:30. And that time is ridiculous. Like, their RNG and like movement was so good. All right, the reason we're playing with X in this stage is because we are going to get the ultimate armor here. Ultimate armor is ultimate. And that's the best way of putting it. Its power is maximum. It's ridiculous. We get access to this Giga attack that is infinite. Basically, it's this giant rushing dash that X will do. And that's how we're going to do, like, pretty much the last stage in the game. We're going to go through, like, the Maverick Rush and Fighting Sigma. But we don't automatically get it. So we actually have to beat this stage with regular X, which, thankfully, stage is pretty easy. And the boss, as well, is not too bad. Woo. God, this game's music is awesome. Love this game's music. So then we're gonna fight Zero. If we were playing as Zero, we'd be fighting X in his ultimate armor. But this fight's really easy. We're just gonna be walking back and forth, firing Mega Busters, manipulating him to constantly do Raku Hoha, and try not to die. Of course. That's good. That's good to happen, just to show, like, even if we die, it's really not a big deal. If I was going for a PB, it'd be pretty bad, but no, it's not really a big deal. You're just wanting to, like, you kind of, like, mess up where the gap is sometimes. It's in the exact same spot, but sometimes you're just like, this looks right. Easy peasy. That was weird. I haven't done it on the right side in a while. You kind of saw what happened there too. He dashed forward, and that's because I didn't get to him quick enough. The second you get in between, like into a certain like close distance in front of Zero, that's when he'll always do Raku Hoha. Oh my God, Zero saved us again. I sure hope he doesn't die for the 40 billionth time in the series. All right, no more Zero, only X. And this is, you can see my splits. I have it called Nova Rush. Honestly, it should be called R2 Spam. That's pretty much what I'm about to do. All right, time for the Sigma Disco stage. This stage always like ruins people's bit rate when they stream. That's pretty funny. Cool thing is we can actually do Nova movement strats, which is a lot of fun. All right, and time for boss rush. Now you get to see all those Mavericks I didn't fight earlier because we just skipped them. That's another thing. Bosses' health are going to be huge here. This is the game where they introduce levels, and like levels and rankings. Like your level and like your ranking game like will adjust the levels of the Mavericks, and it's really, really dumb. Because, like, the health just gets really big, but they don't change in, like, terms of difficulty. They don't do more damage or anything. It's just, like, an arbitrary buff to give the Mavericks. So that was Matt Rex. He's kind of the more annoying one to deal with. Him and there's, like, two other ones where you're just kind of like, please be not annoying. Here's Dark Daisy. This would be the person we would get the time stop from. In this first phase, they're going to go up and down or left to right. We want them to stay up. Just like that, because when they do this bat attack, I can get a lot more Novas off. Nice. That was a good fight. See, the all stages run of this has changed a lot since GDQ. We actually use Black Zero in his Black Zero. He's in his armor, the black armor, and all the buffs he gets from that. And there's a different type of like slash canceling that we do, but it's kind of a keyboard only strat unless you play on the Legacy Collection, because we can't use analog stick on the PlayStation version, which is what I'm running on. Be a different story, but yeah. Here's Izzy Glow. He teleport and be slow. That's what we want. That's not what we want. We don't want him to like go into this like fast teleporting stage, because usually you can only get one Nova. There is a chance for him to constantly do his little butt laser, but he didn't, so he's kind of a jerk. Now for Squid Adler, Volt Kraken, whatever you want to call him. This stage is nice. It's nice and small. Like the boss arena lets us do Nova Strikes a lot faster. For the most part, this right here is scripted. And this is where it starts to change. That's what you want. You want him to follow you up. The only bad thing is if you don't kill him, farther he goes up, he's going to have to go down. And that just wastes a little bit of time. Get some health here, and then we're going to move on to one of the next annoying Mavericks to fight, and that is Duff McWhalen. So Duff McWhalen, the fight and the stage are really annoying. The stage is an auto-scroller, but it's cool because it plays Bubble Crab theme from Mega Man X2. But the fight's annoying because we use Nova Rush, and then there's just spikes, which we can just totally just jump into. It makes this fight really scary. Especially when he does this. He's now going to shoot ice blocks at us. So we're gonna camp inside him so we don't take those. This game has weird iframes. They have crush frames and all this other stuff, so we're kind of taking crush damage there by being inside him. It's weird. I'll get some health back, and 3 more bosses to go. It's pretty quick. The Maverick Rush is pretty quick in this game. Not as fast as, like, you know, X1, X2, because we have one-hit KOs, but this is pretty quick. And for the most part, these fights really don't have a lot of RNG. Like Slash Grizzly right here, we're literally doing the same Nova Rushes every single time. And it just, the way we do Nova Rushes, it just manipulates him to do the same thing. So now he's going to come out of the ceiling. Fire his big crescents. And that's about where he dies every single time. Woo. All right, 2 more. This guy's kind of a jerk. This is like a Gemini Man from Mega Man 3, just resurrected. Good old Axel the Red or Spike Rose Red. They thought it would be funny to rename some of the Mavericks after Guns N' Roses. Pretty cool. All right. At least he is... Well, that's the one attack I didn't want him to do, because now it's going to be really scary to fight him. Nice. So, we usually don't grab another health, but we're going to grab another one. Yeah, when he does that whip attack, if you do your Nova Rush, and he does it, and you can just kind of land in it, because you can't really control your movement after the Nova Rush. And I probably wouldn't have grabbed the health, but you're guaranteed to take at least 1 or 2 hits on this guy. This is the Skyver. This is kind of like a Storm Eagle boss. Left and right of the stages are pits. He can knock you into them and insta-kill you. Let's see what he gives me. And he lands high. That's really annoying. That's the Maverick Rush. Easy peasy. Now we just gotta do one more little platforming segment. This game's gonna throw Yomu blocks at us, which I don't think Yomu blocks were a thing throughout the entire X series until this game. Because this was supposed to be like the last in the X series. But I'm sure everyone knows that. Cool Nova Rush movement. And we're going to start spawning these blocks. I'm going to keep jumping farther away from the blocks because if I do this, it causes these, it causes like 2 blocks to appear at once. Early spawns. All right. Time for Sigma. 2 phases. Oh. I gotta say, this is like the coolest version of Sigma, like aesthetically. All right, charge up a shot. Isn't it funny that, like, he has this tiny health bar and his Mavericks had, like, gigantic ones? That was a really good first phase. Well, he gets a gigantic one here, but you know what I mean. So we're sitting at 22-ish minutes. I'm going to be submitting this for like a probably 25 minutes. Pretty quick run. What a nice guy. You really want to get rid of the hands because, like I said, crush frames in this game are really annoying. And then from here, we're just gonna R2 spam his forehead. And getting blue balls twice is really good. He can go into this phase where he shoots this like purple square, but almost said rectangle. Almost said circle too. But woo! There you go. That is X5 any percent. Easy peasy. Well, I make it look easier than what it really is. This game, the movement in this game takes a long time, as with any speedrun. When it comes to platforms, especially, takes a lot of practice. Oh look, Zero's dead again. Cool meme. Bruh. I'm gonna hand out dead Zero Perlers to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Good ending. Yes, you can do any percent and get the best ending in the game. It's pretty crazy. That's it. I would wait for the in-game time, but there's really no point. I can tell you that this is probably like an 11-minute in-game time, which is not bad. It might be a 10, because I had, what, one death? It's probably like a high 10 or a low 11. But I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you guys take this into consideration for the marathon. It's a great run. X5, I think, has only been shown off once or twice. I think it's been twice. Then, of course, that's been all stages. This will be the first time any percent would make it in. And I think it's a quick, easy, and enjoyable run to watch. And we'll probably have some fun times, too. I've got some funny things lined up. So, thank you guys for watching. And I will see you in my next submission or at GDQ. Take care, everybody.